Let's go ahead and place a new dialog bubble inside the scene. That way we have just a fresh defaults on it. And this time we're going to take a look at the dialog font, the settings for it, and the basic kind of setup. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see it a little clearer. Alright, so for each bubble type, so again we have 9 different ones. For each one you can choose a different set of fonts. Currently we support, I think there's like 20 different fonts, 0 to 19. So there's 21 different fonts. You can choose which one you want for each message box that comes up. You can also choose the size that you want it to be. So maybe you just want this. You could turn off the image altogether and just have text that shows up for it. You can also choose the font offset up and down for the left and right. Everything stays centered currently and comes in from the top and goes down. So you can choose where you want it to come up based on this position, and then of course from the bubble offset that we looked at earlier. And then you also have a letter line limit. So for instance, let's say we were trying to make it work inside the box right here. So whatever you see here, this would be the final result, excluding the actual scale of the dialog, but that whole thing would scale up altogether. But the letter line limit, if I actually start to decrease this or increase, you'll notice that I can actually start to get more or less inside of here. So if you wanted to have a longer line going across, you can just continue to say I want 34 letters going across before it drops down to the next one. Notice if I take it down and I say all the way down to 2, what it's based on is the spacing. So it may get down to example and it says 2, but it's going to say example and it gets to the end of this, and then it's going to go ahead and drop down to the next one. So if you want to have more or less, just slide it up and down until you get where you're wanting, and then that's how it's going to come in. And then again, color for each one of these is all adjustable. This is based on each one of them. So if I want to turn it green, I could turn it green here. If you want to take the alpha up and down, you could do that with it. And if I was going to change it, say I wanted to go to bubble 1, so now we have bubble 0, bubble 1. And if you notice, this all says example text right here. We'll look at this in the next video more in depth, but if you go to the dialog, if I click on the dialog and I say, we'll say, welcome to Build a Game Universe. If this is the first message that comes up, when I'm inside of my font setting, it's going to look for all the different fonts, all the messages, so that you can actually see what your message is. So then I can go in here and say, well, I don't need it that big, I'll do it this big, and I want my letters to come across so it reads like this, and I want it to be a little more centered. So then if we have it set up like this, then we can go back and we can test it out real quick. And then we go by it and we interact with it. Now we have our welcome to Build a Game Universe. Alright, so nice and easy. And if we go to the next one, actually there isn't a next one on here because it's default, it's just the first one. But if you had the next one, it would be the other font, other color, other size, other message. Alright, and we'll take a look at that when we start setting up multiple messages, and we'll walk our way through it.